Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 2020 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new readings, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be located in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bulls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Cancer, December 2020 money and career. 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 Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Let's see what your chakra energy has to say for this time. Cancer, December 2020 money and career. Cancer, December 2020 money and career. Cancer, December 2020 money and career. Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we have here your crown chakra. It's a spiritual awakening, and we'll equate these all to the tarot in a moment. The throat chakra, truth. And then we have angels and masters, the soul star chakra, angels, spirit guides, and divinity. The left-hand side here is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. We have here the Queen of Cups. That's you as the Queen coming through. You're represented by the Cups in the Minor Arcana. You're represented by the Chariot in the Major Arcana. You have the Nine of Wands, Justice, Libra energy. Time frame is September 23rd to October 22nd. And you have the Page of Fire. Then we have the Page of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Page of Wands is is a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You have the Page of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Moon, Pisces energy, time frame February 19th to March 20th. And the Seven of Wands. The Three of Swords, Temperance, Sagittarius energy, time frame November 22nd to December 21st. The Seven of Swords, and the King of Swords, which again, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You have at your heart, you are a student. In the public arena, you are a king. Right? You have here 3 pages, so this is a fantastic time of learning for you. You have the repeat of the number 7. Yes, right here, there we go. This is a time of truth, and it says if you study and you move towards your truth, and yeah, that's it, your throat chakra bringing out the truth too, that is going to be so terribly important to not lie to yourself, and you're really going to be taking nobody's bull during this time. So that's going to be really quite powerful. Okay. So we have spiritual awakening, we have truth, and we have angels and masters. So with the crown chakra, this is what you're crowning yourself with. Quite literally, visualize yourself putting a crown upon your head. This is the crown of truth. This is the crown of integrity. This is the crown of spiritual understanding, of determination, of power, of greatness that moves you forward. And you're awakening to this power, to this gift, and to this inner beauty of self. And as you visualize this, as you see this awakening coming forward, visualize putting the crown upon your head, moving forward in spiritual knowledge, healing around the third eye chakra, because the meridian of the third eye chakra goes to the pituitary gland, which also goes to the pineal, I'm not saying that right though, which is the gland of spirituality. So here it's really embracing your body, your soul, yourself, your power, your understanding. And so as you move forward, you're having this awaken, and it's aligning your whole being. It's aligning everything that you are and everything that you will be. And it leads you to your truth with the throat chakra. When we think of the throat chakra, we think of talking. But the thing with the throat chakra is that if we talk our truth and we live in the power of our truth, the world opens for us. It becomes more balanced. It becomes more intoxicating. We become more powerful. And so here during this time, Cancer, if you move forward in your truth, you open up doors. You empower yourself in a way you couldn't have imagined, and you move forward in your determination, in your grace, in your understanding. And so here it's balancing the world by your truth. It's like, is this true for me? Is this empowering me? Is this moving me forward? And then it brings you to angels and to masters, angels and divinity. Your angels have you cocooned within their wings. And this is a time where you're really seeing where you stand and what you stand for, and you're facing nightmares and doubts and fears and angers and upsets and upheavals. And you are finding yourself become aligned with where it is that you truly need to be and what it is that you truly desire. And you're looking at a bigger picture. And as your angels guard you, you're like, oh, I can move forward this way. Oh, I can have this world. Oh, I can become what I need to be as I heal, as I move forward. Because there's something that you're striving for, and do you have the repeat of the number 9? Well, there's a sense here of you being very close to a completion of a cycle. And that's why the student energy is coming so powerfully forward. And you are taking what it is that you desire. Yeah, there's something about, I know you don't have the 9 of Swords here, but there's something about the 9 of Swords as you, yeah, and it comes from the 3 of Swords going into the Knight as you move forward, as you change and you find your balance. It's like the nightmares end. The nightmares become addressed, and you see it and you express it and you understand it, and it moves you from fear to a place of balance, to a place of greater understanding. Now let's see the people who will be aiding you during this time. Who are the people who will aid Cancer? December 2020 money and career. Who are the people who will aid Cancer? December 2020 money and career. Who are the people who will aid Cancer? December 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. So we have right here the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is a person who's astoundingly passionate, astoundingly hands-on, has a desire, has, a bigger plan for what they want, where they're heading. And this is going to really inspire you to kind of, Spirit is saying, put the house in order. It's like, put everything that you want in order towards your greater desire, towards what it is that you truly want, you truly need, and you truly see yourself empowered by moving forward with. And this person, because the people who aid you, they inspire you. So this person you do not have to know in real life. You can be inspired through a multitude of forms of media. But as you are inspired, you see yourself moving forward more assuredly, more passionately, more determinedly, and you're really embracing that fire energy, that sense of this is what I want and this is what I'm being guided towards. And yet you have Aries coming through, time frame March 21st to April 19th, also a fire sign energy. This is a person who claims their throne, who says, okay, you know what? I might not be the best person in the world. I might not have all the answers, but nobody is fit to rule over me. I will rule my life and I will move forward. And that's going to be something that really inspires you here, Cancer, because what you're looking at is you're looking at claiming and, moving forward in such a powerful, profound way that you rise. You rise above doubts and fears and angers and apprehensions, and you rise to power and grace and determination. And there's a sense at times where you feel like, I just have to be perfect. I just have to get everything right. And when you see this person, and yeah, they'll have their judgy moments and they'll have their things that they believe in and that they don't believe in, you're going to find that you're like, oh, this person has their, act together, knows what it is that they want, are determined, are focused, are dedicated, but they're not perfect. And I don't have to be perfect either to claim my throne, to claim my power, to move forward in my truth. And it brings you then to the Queen of Wands. Now you have the King and the Queen of Wands right here, and you have the Emperor right here. So there is a sense of great power, of great authority being very intoxicating to you during this time, being very alluring. You're like, wow, they have their act together. Wow, they understand, the depths of things and the knowledge of things. And this could be one person. This could be one person who is on top of their game, bringing the A game every single day. And that's going to be something that really inspires you in the realm of your career. It doesn't mean, and I would Spirit is saying, be highly mindful of getting into a competitive game with this person, of sitting there and saying, I can outdo you. I can, push a little bit harder if this is somebody that you know, because you might burn yourself out, because they're looking at things very differently from a fire sign energy way of contemplating and understanding the world than you are as a water sign energy. You see things much more emotionally, much more personally, and they are passionate, okay, in the way of like burn the road forward, type of thing. And you're going to weave your way through. So there's going to be a different approach. Theirs is a little bit more destructive, all right? And yours is going to be gentler. So just be mindful of this, because you really are inspired. And these people, light their passion on fire, really move forward in what they desire, what they want, what they're seeing, what they need. And that's going to be really, really inspiring for you during this time, because you're reaching for greatness. You find yourself ascending and you're in your element. Here she is surrounded by water and she's moving forward. She's rising to her potential. And that's what you're doing. And you're really going to be embracing the element of the monarchies of water, where the only person who can rule my life is myself. The only power that I have in my existence is me. And it doesn't mean that you don't have people in your life and in your world that you love and you honor and you respect and are absolutely brilliant. But you are also seeing that the true power, the true grace comes from within your heart, your soul, your bounty, and yourself. And as you rise with your emotional truth guiding you forward. You rise with a determination. And you're thinking probably, Dane, we're talking about money, we're talking about career. How does this move me forward? Instinctually, during this time, if you go against your heart, if you start to really ignore or keep on really ignoring what your spiritual self is saying, you'll find that you flounder a bit. You'll find that instead of rising to your potential and embracing your queenliness and moving forward in this powerful, nurturing, poetic power, what you do is you sink. It's like you have a lead weight on your foot. And this here is going to be what sets you free, to embrace your love, to look at your heart, to see yourself as valuable and powerful and personable and just the brilliant person that you are, the brilliant way that your compassion connects you to the world. And then it leads you here. Oh, you did have the Nine of Swords. Okay. Oh, that was so interesting. So you do have the Nine of Swords right here, and I thought this was the Nine of Wands when I was looking at the cards again. And the Nine of Swords is showing a nightmare. Yeah, the nightmare comes forward. It very much plays out in the public arena as you're trying to ascend. What happens here is you're looking for this balance and you're moving things forward, but then you're going to be doubting yourself time and time again. And it connects with the King. And that's what I was seeing before. Okay, that's brilliant. So here, there is this sense of if you want to embrace the greatness of your mind. And why the King of Swords, I see him as the warrior king, is because he is the king of the mind, but also of, and it's not to insult the other kings, but the king of skill. So to be a swordsman, it takes time, it takes effort. And back, once upon a time, it also took severe power. You had to be wealthy to be able to wield a sword. If not, it was punishable by death. That's just the way it was. And so here with the Nine of Swords being the nightmare, it's overthinking, it's overanalyzing, it's keeping yourself trapped by fear, by doubt, by not seeing the true beauty just because it's different. And so here, as you're looking at what it is that you desire, as you are working hard, and this can also be that you're overworking. You go to sleep thinking about work. You wake up thinking about work. And you would think that some beautiful revelation will come to you at night. Like that would be ideal. But what really winds up happening is you wind up feeling very drained. You wind up feeling very overwhelmed, and it all of a sudden shifts the focus of your life and yourself from joy, from harmony, from beauty, from loveliness to doubt and fear and anger and upset and just feeling overwhelmed. And that's not what we want during this time. Of course, it's the holiday season, so you don't want to feel upset and angry and overwhelmed, but also just for life in general. You will move forward with greater grace of ease and greater fluidity of soul if you embrace the serenity within yourself. And it's very, very hard, but it's also very, very worth it to sit there and look at the things that have held you back. Look at the things that keep you from ascending to the place that you truly want to ascend within your spirit, and saying no more. No more am I having my doubts, my fears, my angers, my upsets be my lullaby as I go to sleep. Be what brings on the insomnia. Be what keeps me from truly resting and truly connecting. And then we have here justice. So you're addressing the nightmares. You're addressing the doubts, the fears, the things that can bring forward ruin. And you're finding your balance. You're seeing that things don't have to be black and white page, black print, everything set out just a profoundly certain way. You're seeing that things have to be moved forward with discernment. What is right for my soul is not always right for your soul. What is right for your soul is not always right for my soul. And that is being just, discerning for yourself. And it moves you forward in harmony, in balance, in beauty, in grace, in elegance, in eloquence of being and desire. And as you move forward in this justice, as you spread your wings, as you, embrace what you love and what you desire and what you need, you find that it is easier to be just to yourself. It is easier to sit there and say, this is what I need to move me forward. This is what I need to thrive. And it's justice to you, and you will find that it's also just to everyone around you. Because if you start thriving, if you start, being balanced by your truth, by your harmony, and awakening to your spiritual self, and letting your angels guide you, you will become a more harmonious person. You will become a person who can move forward with a bit more ease, because life has a deeper meaning. It's not just surface value. And it leads you then to being a student of your passion, being a student of what drives you forward. And you're looking at things, and during this time, you take in the knowledge of your fire, of what, elevates your soul, gets you out of bed in the morning. You become a student of the seeds that you are planting, what you view as prosperous. Because when we talk about prosperity, we sit there and we say, okay, prosperity is, and we have this list, and people pretty much have the same list, or my happiness is, and we have the same list. But if we define happiness, every person's definition is going to be a bit different. And that's what you're going to be seeing here. As you define what success means for you, what prosperity means for you, what happiness within the workplace means for you, it is going to be quite different than what it means for everybody else. And that's where the discernment has to come in, and arising above the nightmare of either I'm not going to make everybody happy with my decisions because my decisions are me-centric. Okay, when Spirit is saying me-centric, it is not saying to walk away from responsibilities. I'm a firm believer in responsibilities. It is saying here to look at your soul and yourself and say, what do I have to remember to walk in bliss? Joseph Campbell said, live your bliss. And he tells the story that he was out to dinner one night, and he was listening to this conversation of the family sitting behind him. And the little boy was playing or something like that with his food. And his mother said, oh, let him play. He wasn't making a big mess of anything. And his father's like, no, that's not done. And she's like, let him be happy. And the father said, I haven't been happy a day in my life. He doesn't get to have that luxury. And Campbell said, how sad is that? How sad, and how typical. If I can't have it, neither can you. And so here, the walking in the bliss is following those moments of happiness. It is not, being happy every moment of every day, because again, Dostoevsky told us about paradise, told us about human beings creating our utopia. They would be like bubbles, and we'd pop them one by one, destroying utopia because it would no longer meet our expectations. So as you become a student of your passion, you also become a student of the goals that you have. And when you reach those goals, knowing the fact that you will push those goals out for yourself a bit more. I mean, some won't. Some people will sit there and say, I'm contented just with this. But there is something here that lights your passion, that moves you forward, that makes you strive for more fulfillment. And it's within your career that you are really embracing this during this time. It's within your career that you are looking at this, or within the reevaluation of what it is that you desire, that you're looking at yourself moving forward. And this is a time where you take everything in like a sponge. You're kind of like a little kid where, you take everything in, you're learning so much, and you're evolving profoundly. And you are crowned here with being a student of your prosperity, being a student of your wealth and what you value as much as money. Because wealth isn't always having a huge, sum in your bank account, though I do wish that for each and every one of you. What it is also is being secure within yourself, being stable. They say once you have enough money to keep the collectors at bay, not at bay, but have no more collectors, keep your bills paid on time, the increase in an individual's happiness does not rise above that point. It's like you have your baseline happiness, which is allowed to shine and show. And then you will always resort. You might have peaks of higher happiness or lower happiness, falls of lower happiness, but you will always come back to your base happiness. And this here is planting seeds to have that base happiness be enough to secure you, to move you forward, to sustain you day in, day out, as you become a student of what it is that you desire from life. Yes, you're looking at what sets your heart on fire, but this is the seeds that you want to plant. This is the work that needs to be done. This is the time put in for the gain that is gotten. It's kind of like, you work X amount of hours, you get a paycheck. And this is what we're seeing here with the Page of Pentacles. Spirit is showing that you put this time in, you get a return. And the return is the pentacle. The return is the seed that you get to plant within your soul, within your life, that you get to watch grow within yourself. And as you look at things and you, again, start to see interconnectedness. You start to see the truth of what has been eluding you. And as you see this, as you start to kind of fit things together and become more open, more honest, more dedicated to self, and look at things truthfully, you cut through a lot of the doubts and a lot of the fears that have held you back. You're also taking in that knowledge, and you're looking, and instead of saying, wow, that time, it was a worthless time, I didn't really learn anything or gain anything, you start to see how it propelled you in different ways towards your career, towards your prosperity, and it shaped your mind. Because I'm a firm believer that maybe when we're really small, we know exactly what we want to be, and we have that confidence to go and be it. But as the world throws us lemons, sometimes we just get bruised. It hurts. It's like getting rocks thrown at us. And so here, this is a sense of seeing not always who it is that you are, but fully understanding who it is that you are not, and cutting through the lies, the deceits, the way the world says you are to value this and not that. And it's standing in a greater power of you. It's looking at the greater acknowledgement of you and the hard work that you have put in to get yourself to where you are now. The hard work, the dedication, the determination, the honing of your skills, the falling on your face, because everybody does. We live in such a world where we're not supposed to talk about that. And we're not supposed to be jealous, first of all. And we're not supposed to be anything but perfect. So everybody is keeping up with the Joneses, or more aptly today with the Kardashians. And it's impossible. It is impossible. So here, as you hone your skills, as you sharpen your mind, as your mind connects with your heart, and you see, what do I need to plant the seeds of my greatness within my life, to have myself grow strongly, powerfully, and contentedly, you see you're cutting through a lot of what has held you back, a lot of the weeds, the overgrowth, the dragons that have been hoarding and guarding what is most sacred and most valuable to you. And as you see the doubts, the fears, the negativities falling away, you find answers to the questions that you have had. But you also have your mind connecting with your heart. You have yourself moving deeper into truth, into understanding. And as you do so, you face a lot of fears. You're looking at the fears that you have, and you're saying, you don't get to rule my life. You're also looking at the fears that you inherit through your DNA line, that you inherit also through your past life self. And you say, it's time to break a cycle, not to continue it. It's like, no, the buck ends here. And I get to move forward in my truth, in my power. And the night, people say, nothing good happens at night, right? But beautiful things happen at night. Absolutely exquisite things happen at night. And the light of the moon is the reflection of the sun's light. And here there's a quieter, gentler, more brilliant way of having beauty come forward in your life. And it silences things. It takes a lot of the nonsense, a lot of the noise, and says, what is your point? Why is this here? And where am I going? And that can be something that is very overwhelming. It's kind of like, a lot of times, especially in our world with constant noise, silence is something that we feel needs to be broken instead of cherished and held on to. And so you're looking at fears, and you're seeing them for what they are. There are primordial instincts to keep us going, to keep us safe. But in our modern world, we're very far from the hunter-gatherers that we once were. And so in our modern world, the sense of the fight or the flight, the sense of the fear being so intense, and yet not having something to either attack to make the fear go away, or, run away from, and then know that we are safe. It makes life harder. It makes life harder for us to understand, because the fears become more internal, and the fears become more mental. And the problem with that is that our minds do not know the difference between what we are thinking and what is actually true. And so here, instead of using the night as a time to worry, or using the night and having the fears come forward, it is sitting there looking at the fears and paying them homage and saying, I know that you are here to keep me alive. I know that you are seeing this as a threat to my being and myself, and I honor that. But I also honor that I am strong and I am powerful, and that I don't need to run away, because I see by the light of the moon the beauty that is within my soul, myself, and my desire, and I move forward. I move forward in a way that once eluded me. I move forward in a truth that is now a sacred part of me, and I move forward, and as I do so, with the Seven of Wands, I see what to fight and what to let go. I see those who deserve my time and attention and those who really don't. And I'm not going to be wasting my energy and the power of my heart any longer. I'm just not. So either people stand with me or I simply stand in my truth. And that empowers me to move forward. And this is very much within your career. It empowers you to move forward to what is deeply desired, to a sense of, I don't need to fight every battle. And this is definitely warning against getting involved in office politics and taking things too personally from people. It's like, you do you. If you want to act like a jerk, you act like a jerk. It doesn't involve me. If you want to sit there and gossip about everybody, you gossip. It doesn't involve me. I'm not doing this. I'm doing my work. And you might sit there and say, well, that, takes me out of the community. Okay. But it's that community building you up or making you petty and smaller than you want to be. Because here, what you are doing is you're walking a path of kings, Cancer. You're walking a truth that leads you to claiming a throne. Okay? Leads you here. Your heart and your mind claim this throne. And that's a powerful place to be because you're crowned with your mind and yourself. And you're rooted here you're crowned with your heart and yourself. And you're rooted here with your mind and your understanding. And the thing with the heart and the mind is that I believe that we are emotional beings. As emotional beings, we need to have that conversation between our hearts and our minds. Right? If we do not have the conversation, things crumble. Because either we become too emotional or we become too logical. And either way, it kind of stings. Have you ever spoken, and of course you have, to people who are too emotional, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's a roller coaster ride every 5 seconds? And then the people who are too logical, you're like, oh my gosh, have some feeling, have some heart. We need to be in the middle. We need to know that our minds impact our hearts because, again, we don't know the difference between the imaginary and the reality. And so to have our minds and our hearts come together and to say, this is what I need to move forward in my happiness, in my truth. This is how I view this situation. Okay, well, how does it make me feel as I'm viewing this situation? And how can I empower myself to rise higher? Because what you're doing now, it's like the cream is rising to the top. You are rising to the top. And as you do so, there's a strong need here in the public arena to look at the hurts, the pains, and the fears that have been holding you back. The Three of Swords is about heartbreak, pain, and disappointment. The Three of Swords, people can live their whole lives within the Three of Swords. It's the hurts, it's the horror, it's the emotional despair. And we carry it with us. And you might say, okay, well, what does that have to do with my career? Well, it has to do with the confidence of the self. It has to do with how you view, well, I guess that would be the confidence, how you view yourself, and the voices that come in as you strive to achieve, as you strive to move yourself forward. It's like, do I get to embrace me, or are the voices from my past coming in and telling me I can't do this? And am I afraid to have my heart broken again? Because here's the thing. When people come out of school and they're wide-eyed and they're bushy-tailed and they're like, I'm going to conquer the world, what do people say? Most people wind up giving up after 3 really big failures, is what I'm remembering. But it's not a lot of failures that people have to experience to become devastated, for it to break their heart. And here in the public arena, you've been through your devastation. You have. You've been through failures and doubts and fears, and there's no guarantee that they won't come back again, right? And so that keeps us off balance. It's like we're on a balance board, and we just keep wobbling and wobbling and wobbling. And so you can't really enjoy anything because you're too busy trying to keep your balance, but it's just not coming. Here, it's looking at the hurt and the pain. It's taking it out of the recesses of our minds and saying, okay, well, what voice comes in when I try to do something new? Is it the voice of my father saying, well, you're a screw up anyway? Why would you even try? Is it the voice of your mother saying, no, you can't do that? What the heck is wrong with you? Is it the voice of a teacher? Is it the voice of a friend, an ex-lover or a lover? A sibling, a person who you respected, who you let into your heart and then betrayed you. And it changed the course. It broke you. But here's the thing. Everybody is broken. We all pretend that we're not because everybody's just supposed to be perfect and you're welcome. But every single person is broken, hurt, and has pain. Here it's looking at the breaking point. It's looking at the anger and the upset and the upheaval and everything that has happened and everything that will happen. And it's saying, I don't get to be defined by what has forged me. I don't get that, excuse me, to be the burden that I always bear. Because I am moving forward in a greater path and in a greater truth and in a greater power of my mind. And it leads you to finding balance. Balance within yourself, balance within your soul. The temperance is this deeper dive forward. This sense of balancing the day and the night, the questions and the answers, the tamed side of our psyche and the wild side of our psyche. And it's moving forward, saying, this is me. And the thing with embracing both sides of our personages is that when we look at the wild side of us, okay, the untamed side of us, we look at the shadowed self. And the power comes not from sitting there and saying, I could never imagine doing anything bad. I could never imagine, anything upsetting. To saying, oh no, I can see that. But I'm not letting that have power in my life. I am moving from a base human being to an angelically guided human being. And that is the world I'm walking. And that is where I'm staying. And that brings power. You can actually see, we see this as people grow, right? When you're a teenager, usually wide-eyed, or a child, usually wide-eyed, everything's filled with wonderment, and pain is something that is new and is terrible, and hardship and disappointment, and that's why kids have tantrums, because they're trying to deal with it all. But then as we grow, that wide-eyedness starts to change. People become just a little bit harder. And I used to think it was a bad thing. And now I don't really see it as a bad thing. If you become too hard, yes. But it is a thing that lets you be able to be a guide for those to come. Now, whether you have a family of your own or not, it still lets you be a person that other people look at and look to and see a level of authority, a level of security, a level of benevolence within yourself to help them move forward. And that's a powerful place to be, and that's a powerful stance to have, and that's what brings you into balance with yourself. And as you do so, you're gathering up your knowledge, you're gathering up your understanding, and you're moving forward. At times you will leave some things behind. They're just not necessary. But as you move in your truth, as you move in your bounty, you claim the power that is yours. And people might sit there and say, oh, you're being sneaky. It's like, no, but everybody doesn't need to know my business. I'm being me. And I am being empowered and emboldened and independent in being so. And I'm moving forward on a path that is right for me. And you're going to see this during this time. It's like you're moving forward, and people might be like, well, why are you doing that? Or why do you even think that's a good idea? It's like, because you're moving forward in this guidance of understanding, in the sense of, I've been forged by life. Okay, I've been in the hot, well, it's a forge, in the hot fires of the smithy, right? And my imperfections have been pounded out. When, a sword is made, they pound the iron. And sometimes the iron breaks and sometimes it doesn't. And we all have had those breaking moments. And we've all had the time where we're boiled down again and recast. The cast is made again. The mold is made again. And here, you're moving forward in that truth. That I have been through so much. And I understand so much more now than I ever did before. And now it's time to move forward. And if others perceive that as sneaky, that's on them. You don't have to tell everybody your business. It's just our world today tells everybody everything. And yet nothing of consequence. So here, hold to your truth. Because you move forward with the power of kings. You move forward with this understanding, with this warrior spirit, this cutting through doubts and fears, this knowing your mind, this eloquence and elegance of speech and direction and dedication. And you might only have glimpses of this throughout this time, but the glimpses are enough. The glimpses are empowering and intoxicating and brilliant. And that's what you're embracing. You're embracing this sense of, I know my truth, I know where it is that I stand, and I know how it is that I'm moving forward. I might not have a blueprint every moment of every day, but I move forward in the knowledge that is me. And if I stay to what is true for me, right, I move forward in a very wise and powerful way. And then here, as you do this, let's go deeper. Because as you do this, you start to see things shifting within you. Cancer. December 2020, money and career, 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 Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Angels and spirit guides. And let's see the people that you need to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Cancer needs to be mindful of? December 2020, money and career. Who are the people that Cancer needs to be mindful of? December 2020, money and career. Who are the people that Cancer needs to be mindful of? December 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Oops. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we have here the Prince of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is somebody who slowly and steadily moves forward in their truth, but they become astoundingly rigid. This is going to be the type of person who asks you to please research your question before you ask it type of thing. And this is going to be somebody who is very much has a set view, and things have to align with that set view. They don't want to veer from their path. And that's going to be really frustrating for you. And then we have the Prince of Cups. Now, water sign energy calls to water sign energy, so you're going to be very drawn to the Prince of Cups. But what you're going to be seeing here is that this person is just drama all the time. It's like one chaotic thing after another. And you, Cancer, could easily be pulled down that path, but it's like, don't do that to yourself. And then we have Aquarius energy. Now, this is a time frame January 20th to February 18th. This is a person who... Okay, so Aquarius energies usually are pouring the waters of healing into the world. And this is a person who just can't right now. They are astoundingly sensitive. They pick up on the slightest nuance, and they take it as a personal slight. And this is going to be a person who, Spirit is saying, almost has paranoia around them, okay? Has the sense of, not am I doing the right thing, but like, what have I done wrong? And why is everybody pointing it out? And you're not really going to be seeing it, Cancer. So just be mindful of this with this person. It's like, I don't see this, but okay. And don't be sucked in by them. Just don't. And again, these don't have to be people you know in real life. These can be people that you connect with through, many forms of media. So here we have Strength, which is Leo energy. Time frame is July 23rd to August 22nd. So it's right after you, Cancer. Then we go into Leo. Then we have the Four of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Emperor, Aries energy, March 21st to April 19th. The Page of Wands, so you are rooted in the Page of Wands, and here it's at the center of your heart. The Fool. The Knight of Cups, you come through as a knight, as a defender. Then you have the Two of Wands. And the Chariot, you are rooted with yourself moving forward. That's why you're so terribly connected with the King of Swords. Okay, I love that. So with Strength, the swan leading the lion, and the lion holding the lead in the mouth. There's beauty within compassion, and there's love within the strength that you carry. Cancer, your heart here, as you embrace being the queen of your life, your soul, and yourself, and you look at the nightmares that are around you, and you say, no, I'm leading myself forward. I'm leading myself in beauty and in commitment, and I'm leading myself to something greater. And I embrace the strength of kindness. I embrace the strength of compassion. And I walk away from the strength of the brutish strength, the bullying strength that our world loves so much. And then it brings you to the Four of Cups. It brings you, as you find your justice and as you embrace your discernment, it brings you to understanding the gifts that you have, but also needing to know that divinity is handing you a gift that doesn't come in the fancy golden cups. It doesn't come in the way that we expect a gift to come. It is more plain, it is more humble, it is more exquisite of soul, finely crafted, but doesn't look like much. And so you might not even think this is a gift at all. You will find it, you will stumble across it, and you will realize its worth later on. But be open to this gift coming your way, because it will come when you least expect it. And then it brings you to the Wheel of Fortune. As you become a student of your passion, of your desire, of the way that you move forward, everything starts to change. And I love sparrows. Sparrows are my favorite birds. And one of the things that I really love about sparrows is that they can take down, much bigger birds because they work as a team. They have their family unit, and their family unit is so terribly important to them. So the Wheel of Fortune is showing great change. Now, this unit, this protection that you have around you, it can simply be your angels, your spirit guides, and divinity having your back. It could be the family that you've created. It could be the family that you were born into. But there is a security around you. There's a blessing around you. That even though you feel like you're on this roller coaster ride, even though you feel like you have these ups, these downs, these lefts, these right, and it's like, oh my gosh, when is this going to end? There's power and protection guarding you and leading you forward and helping you embrace this new season. Because as you do so, and you are a student of your prosperity and you are a student of your mind, you really are saying to yourself, who else do I want to lead me but me? I can ask the questions. I can dive deeper. I can find the truths. This isn't hubris. This is saying this is my life, and I will work my tush off in order to get me to where I need to be. Period. End of discussion. Now, your way of doing this and the person, standing next to you way of doing this might be very, very different. But this is a power of direction, a passion of purpose, and a dedication of self that opens you, that leads you to more than you expected. And that really calls in this power. And then it brings you to the Page of Wands. You become a student and you embrace this learning of your passion, this learning of your heart's desire as you face fears, as you look at things in a different light. And that's one of the powerful things here. You look at things in a different light and you have new blessings coming forward. And you move forward in your passion, in your determination, and in your love, in your being, and your brilliance. And you see yourself opening up doors that were locked. You see yourself, moving forward in ways towards prosperity and in prosperity that seemed to be out of your reach before. And as you do so, you start your journey. You know when to, give your energy to something and when not to. And you move forward with dedication. You move forward with determination. You move forward on what others will think is a fool's errand. And is part of your sacred journey on this earth. That is part of your deeper, more powerful, and much more beautiful truth. And as you move forward on this fool's journey, as you move forward in this passion of your soul, in this greater desire, you move forward in the power of you. Because remember, everybody who starts their hero's journey is first called a fool. Everybody who takes that bet and dares to be different embraces being laughed at. Maybe not sitting there and saying, okay, fine, laugh at me, let's go. But says, I don't care if you laugh, because I'm moving towards something that I know is right within me, that I have this power to guard and embrace and embody. You're walking into the unknown, but you're doing so with confidence and with pride of self. It brings you to being a knight of what you love, of slowly and steadily healing, moving forward, finding balance, finding truth. All right? And that's why you're going to feel very drawn to the Prince of Cups, because the Prince of Cups is the Knight of Cups in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. But don't let people lure you off your path because of your kind heart, because of the beauty of your soul. So here, move forward in your love and in your understanding. Move forward defending who it is that you are and where it is that you need to be. And as you do so, it's like you become a warrior of your spirit. You're like, this is me. You might not be the atypical warrior, because your greatest weapon in this world is your kindness, is your compassion, is your heart, is the depth of your soul. But it winds up opening up the world to you because you're doing it your way. You know, like Frankie said, I did it my way. That's what you're doing here. You're doing it your way. You're finding yourself move forward. You're seeing that you hold the world in your hand. It's like, I can do so much more than I had ever expected. I can move in such a greater way than I had ever planned. And it's like, wow, this becomes me. And I become so much more. Like, I can move and I can be so much more than I expected. Because you had this preconceived notion of you from the negativity spoken over you, from your achievements and failures as you grew and as you are growing. And it's like, okay, this is my road forward. And now you're sitting here and you're saying, oh no, there's so much more to this than I had ever imagined. And it brings you to the Chariot. It brings you to embracing the essence of yourself, to knowing that love guides you, love moves you. You embrace the dark and the light. You embrace the tamed and the wild. And that part of you is so exquisite and so empowered. It drives you forward. You're looking at things, and instead of sitting there and saying, you know, oh, just plow through, or, oh, I couldn't possibly. You're sitting there and you're looking at it and you're saying, why? How come? Show me. And you are going deeper and deeper and deeper into your truth, into your essence, into your skill, until you become a master charioteer, until you become a master of the road that lays before you. And you open up that road in greatness and in power and in beauty and in success. Because here you are moving in a way that you hadn't anticipated. And at times you still can hardly believe. Let's see your spirit animal message. Pisces. Not Pisces. Oh my goodness. Why did I say Pisces? Cancer. Well, you do have the moon right here, so the Pisces energy is coming through. Cancer. December 2020 money and career. Cancer. December 2020 money and career. Cancer. December 2020 money and career. Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. So we have here the bat spirit, a rebirth is assured. You are moving forward in a rebirth of power, of understanding, of greatness, of purpose, of determination. And then it brings you to the dove spirit, be peace. I know it's so terribly cliche, but be the peace that you want to see in the world. Be the peace that you want to move yourself forward with, which means when you see yourself getting out of hand, as all people do, tantrums, upsets, upheavals, chaos, it's like, I step back. I step back and I center myself on peace. I crown myself in peace. I awaken to the peace that my soul needs. And I let myself fly. I let myself soar. And it brings you then to the cat spirit. Claim your independence. Claim your independence and know your truth. And do not let anybody take it from you. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the wolf spirit. Turn knowledge into wisdom, because it takes you far. And because that knowledge has been well-earned and hard-earned, and it makes you wise. And then you embrace your subconscious chakra message, which is holistic health. It's embracing health through natural means. It's listening to your body, but it's also embracing the health of being holistically you, being authentically and honestly and powerfully you, who you were created to be, and how you desire to move forward. Listen to your body. Herbs and supplements and eating right is going to be so important to you during this time. Listen. Listen and you will find healing comes to you. Then you have your subconscious person message, which is the Knight of Swords. You are seeing yourself slay dragons. You are moving forward at a speed that some might think of as reckless because, of course, you are the second slowest moving knight, and the Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight. So here you are charging forward, you're going after what it is that you want, but I always see the knight as very much embracing, Prince Charming in Disney and in Sleeping Beauty. And he comes down the hill, I think, or, he comes out of the woods and he cuts through the brambles, he slays the dragon, he ascends the tower, and he awakens the princess. And in a parable or in an alignment for our lives and equating that to our lives, we come out of the woods, we come out of darkness, all right? We come out of a place where we cannot see as clearly. And also a place where a lot is provided for us. And we have to cut through the thorns, the poison that this world brings us. Because remember, thorns, if you get cut enough, are poisonous. We slay the dragon, and what is the dragon? The dragon is the being that hoards what is most valuable to us. Because what does the dragon need with gold and with maidens? It hoards what we most value. And so here, you are slaying the being that keeps you from what you most value. So you can ascend the tower, you can move forward in enlightenment, and awaken the sacred feminine that lives within. Awakening the sacred part of you that can very easily go overlooked and has gone overlooked over time. So now you have the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine coming together, and you have yourself being the hero of your story because you are better armed and better equipped than ever before. And it leads you then to your subconscious tarot message. Which is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is saying, do not listen to what everybody else has to say, to how everybody else defines success in your life, in your power, and your understanding. You have been through a battle. It has been a battle well fought and deeply sacrificed for. Stand in your truth. Stand in your power. Stand in your wisdom. And do not let anybody else decide that power or that wisdom for you. It then brings you deeper into your subconscious, to the Lovers, Gemini energy, the time frame that is right before yours. And this is May 21st to June 20th. This is embracing what you love. This is again calling forward and embracing the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine. This is falling in love with life again. This is embracing the sensuality of your existence, your soul, and what you desire. This is being blessed by your angels. And this is moving forward in beauty. Because your soul craves that beauty, as seen by you, not as defined by everybody else, by the world at large. And as long as you're coming from a place of love and of kindness, of compassion and of beauty, you find that you move forward in elegance and eloquence of being. All right, Cancer, let's end this reading with a meditation. I hope this reading, first of all, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Now let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we step into our purpose and our truth, as we slay the dragons that have been holding us back, the nightmares, the demons that have kept us from where our soul longs to be. And it's embracing the change that comes, the power that comes, and the wisdom that guides you as you connect with divinity and as divinity leads your soul. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it is comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer.